Hail, hail, the gang's all here. It's nice to see your smiling faces, or your smiling pictures. There's Benny. Okay, now's my chance to ask you to unmute Benny, and I'm going to spotlight you. And I'm going to spotlight me. Spotlight me, add spotlight. Yay! Long awaited. So we have a little tradition here, Benny. I start off all my calls with a 3-breath vacation. That way we kind of homogenize our group, get a little shared energy, alkalinize our blood a little bit, and then we chat like banshees. And happy Valentine's Day to you too. So, folks, you know the drill. And if you're new here, it's easy. You naturally breathe in because God fills your lungs. And then when you blow it out all the way down to the bottom. Like a gently forced exhalation. You can pick your nose. You can pick your nose. No, you can choose to breathe through your nose or choose to breathe through your mouth. And then at the bottom of that exhalation, you just take the free rebound, and your lungs fill by the natural elasticity of your vacuum filling there. And then we do it again 3 times. Okay, ready? Out we go. Out we go. All the way to the bottom. When you get there, just enjoy the inhale. And from the top, you just let it out again. Just let it gently out. All the way to the bottom. Then take your free rebound. Lungs fill, and then you blow it out one more time. Then free rebound. So easy, you did it. You took a 3-breath vacation. You can do that anytime. You could do a 1-breath vacation or 2 breath. Say you're really pressed for time and you can only do a 1-breath vacation. Take that vacation. It's so easy. It's your quickest access to your autonomic nervous system resetting. So enjoy that. Benny, I am honored. I have to tell you, I mean, I feel like I've won the gold, folks. I've won the gold for Team USA because I got Benny Vaughn online with Gil, who has been to 6 Olympic Games or more, six Olympic Games, who was a massage therapist starting 50 years ago. I think you founded a school down there too, didn't you?
The Florida School of Massage.
That was you? It's going strong.
Yeah.
I visited there many times when I lived in Florida. I love visiting the Florida School of Massage. What great people. What a great place. The legacy lives on at the Florida School of Massage with their giant hands. Right? You go driving past there and there's like this, it's like there's a giant coming out of the earth, like, wah. It's really cool. Out in Gainesville there. Thank you for coming on. This is just, I'm literally just giving you a little, like a 1 dandelion seed breath of Benny's storied career here, because we'll let you tell the story. But thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Gil. I'm happy to be here. I'm thrilled to be here to speak with colleagues, friends, neighbors. We are all children of the same universe, as the Universal Church says.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to share my human experience.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the best. That's the best kind of experience, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we got, you got about 20 hats. I have a few hats myself, but it's really just doing the human thing, right? Living
Yeah.
life.
And what I feel, Gil, is those of us who've had the privilege to have a longer human experience at this particular point of now are committed to, and it's our duty to share wisdom. And by definition, wisdom is knowledge plus experience. So when you have many years of experience and you connect it with the exact same knowledge that someone who has 3 years of experience, the end result is various levels of wisdom. And so 50 years, I have been touching other human beings. And 50 years of touching other human beings has taught me a lot about the human experience and the role and the importance of human connection. And the most powerful vehicle for that human connection is touch. And lastly, the nervous system is the client. The nervous system is the customer. The nervous system is the patient. And I heard that back in the 70s from a lecturer, Dr. Carl Gildersleeve, who you may or may not know,
No,
PhD in neurobiology.
I like his name.
Yeah, Gildersleeve. He was a lecturer at the University of Florida Medical School, but he also lectured anatomy and physiology at the Florida School of Massage in the 70s. And it was during a lecture that Dr. Gildersleeve said, and it resonated with me, and it has stayed with me my entire massage therapy bodywork career. And during a lecture one day on the nervous system, he said, the nervous system is the client. It's always the client. Everything that we do as providers is to create a response, a reply, a reaction from the nervous system. And I have carried that throughout my absolute entire career, is that the nervous system is the client. So when I saw the work that you have done and continue to do with the dissection of the nervous system, which I found and continue to find the most amazing effort I've ever seen by an anatomist to dissect the entire intact nervous system, central nervous system, and everything that goes with it is pretty amazing. And when I saw you doing that, Gil, I could hear Dr. Gildersleeve saying, the nervous system is the client. It's the key. It's the key to everything. So I thank you for your effort. I respect the effort that you have made in your contributions to body work, to touch, to healing at every level of the human experience.
Thank you.
So thank you.
It was my pleasure and labor of love. It was a workout. Not like on the track or on the field or throwing a shot put, but I'm telling you, I mean, I always joke about, I love the yin yogi people, and they'll like hold their postures longer than your average yogi for the particular style. I'm like, you should try bent over a cadaver for 8 straight hours like this. Like, now
Yeah.
that's a yin yoga posture. To don't even try it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think what you're saying is so important because as I was a practitioner myself many years ago. It's been a long time, but I always felt like, you walk in the room, like, and you're leaning on somebody doing your business and not getting anywhere. It's like, why? It's because you didn't prep, you didn't connect. In other words, you got to connect with the person who's that beautiful nervous system jellyfish is pulsating within, right? To for anything to happen. Otherwise, you're just going to arm wrestle the rest of the session. You're not going to get in because you're not invited. You have to create a human context for touch, right? That's safe.
Absolutely.
The safe and welcoming. And a person's mouth can be saying one thing and their body's saying another, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what I found, Gil, is this. In the 80s, various massage school teachers would bring massage therapy students to the University of Florida Athletic Association, where I had set up a massage therapy department to do massage and body work on Division I athletes. And they would bring students over. I'd give them a tour of our facility and the various departments. And then I would allow them, with the permission of an athlete who was scheduled to come in and see me, and I would do massage work. And the students would huddle around the table and they'd watch me. I'd do some effleurage, and then I'd do some petrissage. Maybe I'd do some deep transverse friction. And then I would move the knee, move the ankle. And the students would often say to me in the 80s, Gil, they'd go like, wow, that's it? And they would say, well, I do the same thing, but I don't get the same results. What's the difference? And up until now, I was unable to explain to the students why I achieve the results I achieve utilizing the exact same techniques of touch. But now I understand what I was doing. I just didn't know it at the time. And what I say to students and providers now, it was the way I was thinking. It was my mindset. It was my consciousness. We live in a thought world, which is part of a thought universe. And thought energy is measurable. We can measure it. We can put electrodes on your head and we see this energy on the monitors. We see these peaks and valleys and we're like, well, what is that? Oh, those are brain waves and blah, 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 blah. Well, what is that? It's thought energy. And we live in a thought world. We're in a thought universe. And what I realize now and what I understand now is that it has always been my mindset. It has always been, what am I thinking when I'm actually touching that person? And we all who are in the massage and body work profession, we understand that. We may describe it in different ways, but that's what it is. It's mindset. It's thought energy. Think of the way you feel emotionally when you have thoughts that are not so good. Like, for example, you misplace your credit cards. Where did I put my wallet? Where did I put my purse? Where did I put my shoulder bag? And think about the emotion that you feel when you believe you have lost something. I was on a trip 6 months ago, returning from Greece. Flew into Philadelphia, got off the flight, going through customs, and thank goodness you don't actually have to have a physical passport anymore if you have like global entry. And suddenly I realized, Gil, I didn't know, where's my passport? Where's my, and if you want to talk about, and intellectually, I knew what was happening. That you have a term for it. What do you call it? Brain frenzy or?
Left brain blindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I was tearing through my backpack, and I was, and and the customs official said, well, what? I said, well, I can't find my passport. She said, well, you're not going to need it to get back into the country. But I'm thinking, but I'm going to need it in 2 weeks to go to Tokyo.
Right.
So that feeling that I had was thought. Because I was thinking, oh man, like I had to have had it to get on the flight, out of Athens. So I know I showed it and they let me board the plane, but where is it? Well, the end result is it had fallen out of my pocket and it was still in the seat
Oh.
that I sat in on the plane.
Oh gosh.
Of
You
course,
really did drop it.
I'm not allowed to get back on the plane. Long story short, I filed all this paperwork, and to my happy amazement, American Airlines mailed my passport to me, and I received it 10 days later.
Like 4 days before you got on the plane.
4 days before I had to get on a flight to
Oh, my
fly to
gosh.
Tokyo to lecture at Tokyo Arike University.
Wow.
So my point of this story is when you have had situations like this,
Yeah.
misplaced my driver's license, where's my credit card? Where's my money bag that I had, going shopping? Those feelings that you have drive your actions, which create your results. So your thought energy is a real part of the work that we do with our hands.
So
So
how,
if you're, yeah,
oh, you keep going, but
well, I was just going to finish by saying,
yeah, finish it.
when you're touching someone and you're having not good thoughts, you will achieve not good results in that session, period. You will not receive good results. So mindset is what I can now tell students when they watch me doing the exact same techniques, using the exact same knowledge, and the results are different. And this is why you have people who do massage and body work who all went to the same institute, all went to the same school, all have the same degrees, all got the same exact grades on examinations. And body worker A is super successful based on results they're getting. And body worker B is struggling. Why is it? It's because of their thoughts. Oh, there's too many massage therapists here in this town. Oh, there's too many people. I can't charge enough because they'll go to somebody else that'll charge less. And you got to just move that stuff out of your head.
So I want to ask you how that young man down in Florida in the early 80s teaching at that school and before already, how did you, without knowing that was why it was right, how did you get your head straight so early? How did
Yes.
you, in other words, you grew up in, did you grow up in Florida?
No, I grew up in Georgia in the deep South under Jim Crow laws in the 50s.
Oh my gosh. Well, that will be enough to spin anybody's head, huh?
Yeah, and let me say this about growing up in America, being black
Yeah,
and
with
male.
with a sign over the water fountain telling you
Oh
where
yeah.
to drink.
Oh,
I mean, my goodness.
I grew up with those signs.
Yeah.
I grew up riding at the back of the bus in Columbus, Georgia. And Jim Crow laws were designed to be racist.
Yeah.
And here's a little bit of history. In 1934, the Nazis sent 45 attorneys to the United States to study Jim Crow laws in order to help them create the legal structure that led to the Holocaust.
Amazing.
And the most famous of those attorneys in 1934, one came in 1934 and studied at the University of Arkansas Law School to study Jim Crow laws because the Nazis, and this is written in their own words, said that the United States had created the most amazing and best racist laws that they'd ever seen. And so they wanted to structure that and use that template.
Wow.
I say this to simply emphasize that's the law that I grew up under in Columbus, Georgia.
Right, which is why I am deeply curious about how you shook that monkey off your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's gotta have been a deeply irritating circumstance. That, I mean, someone would just become angry, and someone would give up, and I'm sure everybody tried all that. You obviously weren't interested in giving up or wallowing in anger.
Yeah. So
you would have had a lot of pissed off massage clients if you were. You would have touched them and they would have felt anger, right?
So here's how that part of my life shaped my 50-year now massage career.
Yeah.
So growing up in the Deep South, there were tremendous taboos. Like, there were laws on the book which the Nazi regime studied in America that created the Nazis' blood laws.
Blood laws.
And the blood laws were a German and a Jew could not marry. They could not create children together. So that was the idea of keeping the bloodline pure. Well, they got that from the United States of America. So there were laws in the Deep South that forbid black and white marriage and certainly not having children. And so at an early age, and you'll see why this part of the story matters in my career. At an early age, I was taught by my parents. So there were areas of Columbus, Georgia that I was not allowed to walk through, the white neighborhoods. And if you did, you were subject to violence. And the law would do nothing about it. And the thing that would happen the most is that the whites in Columbus, Georgia, they would put their dogs out on you. So now,
that's
you
terrifying.
ask, how did I shape all this? So as a young boy, we would get on our bicycles and we would intentionally ride through the white neighborhood to get up enough speed so when the dogs came, you put your feet up on the handlebars and hope that you would coast out of the white neighborhood back into the black neighborhood. So I'm being like a young boy, like, ooh, this is kind of risky.
That was your first sport.
Let's give this a try.
Oh my
So
gosh.
my point is this: there was something that I understood but could not explain, that there's something wrong with this. But let's push it. Let's press. But I was taught at an early age. So here's the part of the story that's related to my career. So at an early age, I was told You never look at a white girl. You never look at a white woman. And you sure as heck don't say anything. All right? Because if you did, you would be subject to violence. And I just will make two historical points here. The Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre of over 200 black people, and the torture and murder of a young black boy in Mississippi, Emmett Till, who was lynched by a white mob after being tortured and beat to where he was unrecognizable. And at the funeral in Mississippi, and by the way, this happened 5 years before I entered high school. And I'll tell you why that matters later. And both of those incidents where over 200 black people were murdered in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because a 17-year-old white girl alleged that the black shoe shine boy somehow bumped into her getting on the elevator in the building where he was shining shoes. He brushed up against her, according to her.
That was the crime.
Over 200 people were murdered because of that. They completely burned down the black neighborhood that was known as the Black Wall Street. Completely burned it down. It's the only time in history where Americans have been bombed by aircraft. They actually dropped bombs from aircraft on the black neighborhood because a white girl elevator operator said that this black boy touched me. And Emmett Till, a woman claims that Emmett Till said something to her. Now, that's what I grew up with. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah, that's a cautionary tale.
So here's where it's relative to my career. So do you know, Gil, the first 3 years of my massage therapy career, I would not massage white women. Men only.
I get it.
Men only.
Yeah.
Because
the place wasn't ready.
I grew up learning how to protect myself.
Yeah.
Now, here's what happened. I got really good. And pretty soon, white women started like, hey, can I like make an appointment with you? Well, no, ma'am, you can't. So I got a female massage therapist to come in and start working with me. And she saw all the women clients, and I only saw men only. But the demand became so great because of the reputation that I began to get of, man, this guy can help your pain go away. This guy knows a lot. He can help you move better.
Pain crosses all boundaries, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, movement is the language of gravity. And so here is the, I believe, ingenious method that I came up with.
Do tell.
So I said to these potential white female clients, if you are referred to me by a white man, your husband, your boyfriend, your brother, your cousin, then I'll see you, but you have to be referred by a white man. And Gil, that's how I protected myself.
Smart.
And that's why I am an absolute expert with the ethics of touch. That's why I'm an expert, because I am so good at creating and maintaining boundaries with all clients. With all clients. And my techniques for that, like you're never going to see me, like hugging a person or got my hips all up on their head and, my chest in their face and all this stuff. No, because there are many ways that we can do what we do without having to be all up in somebody's space like that.
Yeah.
I did it so that I wouldn't be killed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality of it.
Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say.
And what it did, it made me like amazingly good at creating and maintaining boundaries. Like I am so good at that because I'll have people come in. Oh, and by the way, I do body work on white women now and have for 47 years now, because when you get results in the end, the human experience, that's all people really, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Getting results, and you do it in a respectful, professional, boundary way. You're golden. You're golden. And how you're thinking and what you're thinking, your mindset, it manages all of that. So I remind you, when I got into massage, Gil, I saw very few people who look like me in this profession.
Yeah.
In 1974, 75, very few people look like me.
Well, what drew you in when there was no, you yourself crossed the boundary to become a massage therapist in a field that wasn't populated with folks who look like yourself, just like you're saying. So what, did you have healers in your family? Like what drew you in that direction?
It was sport. So in 1969, I arrived at the University of Florida with a Foot Locker and a suitcase on the Trailways bus from Columbus, Georgia to Gainesville, Florida. And I arrived there as one of the first 5 black athletes to compete at the University of Florida on a full athletic scholarship. So in 1969, there were 5 black athletes in total at the University of Florida.
Wow.
2 on the football team, the Gator football team, Willie Jackson and Leonard George. And then 3 on the track and field team, myself, Ron Coleman, and Johnny Brown. Ron was from Ocala, Florida. Johnny Brown was from West Palm Beach. And I was from Columbus, Georgia. And that was it on campus. That was it. In total.
Wow.
5 black athletes.
Amazing.
So I was in the first wave of athletes to integrate the previously all white by law universities in the SEC. So to give you a perspective for those of you who may be college football fans, or just you enjoy history, especially civil rights history, to put this in perspective, University of Alabama, which if you watch college football, Alabama is a powerhouse. 1969, the then legendary coach Paul Bear Bryant was there. He recruited 1 black athlete to attend the University of Alabama. And he had to navigate then Governor George Wallace, who famously stood in the doorway of the registrar's office on the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And I have visited that spot because I wanted to see what that spot felt like. And there's plenty of black and white film of him famously standing there with the Alabama state troopers behind him, blocking 3 black students from applying for admission to the University of Alabama. That was the era that I grew up in.
Yeah.
So when I arrived at Florida, I ran track. I had a great career there. I was a 5-star athlete being recruited out of Georgia. Every SEC school recruited me because every SEC school was attempting to integrate. And as Paul Bear Bryant says, I just want the best student athletes. And if you want to win, you got to widen your pool and just not limit it to a certain color. And it was during that career that I read an article in Track and Field News about European athletes getting massage. And at that time, European athletes were racing really well in the 800 and the 1500 and the 5000. I'm like, man, I wonder if that's the element.
I want a massage.
Yeah. So I got some books on massage, and there weren't very many books out there. There's only 2 books, the massage book and the art of sensual massage. That was it. That's all I could find.
Wow.
So I bought both of those books. And I was like reading, like, oh man, like, wow, this is like kind of cool that you can just do this with your hands. So I was looking, a classmate of mine at college said, I was telling her about it. I said, hey, this massage book thing, this is like really cool. And she says, hey, my sister lives in Miami, and there's like a massage school in Miami at Lindsay Hopkins Vocational Technical School. And I was like, wow, like there's like a school? So I was preparing to move to Miami and go to school. And I was out of school at this time, by the way. And I was looking through the Help Wanted ads back when we still read newspapers.
Right.
And under schools and instructions, there's this little blip. It says, massage school opening in Gainesville, Florida. I was like, what? Like, I don't have to go to Miami? So I went and applied. It was the American Institute of Massage Therapy that was run by Bruce Seimer, who later, Bruce and I merged together. It's a very long business journey here, and created the Florida School of Massage.
I see.
But it started as the American Institute of Massage Therapy. The tuition for 10 months was $1,000.
Which in 1970...
This was 1973, 74. Tuition was $1,000
It's a lot of money.
for 10 months. And I had a job at the time teaching what was called movement exploration, which we referred to as kiddie PE at a preschool. My salary per month was $200 a month.
Well, that's
That's $200 a month.
twice as much as you needed.
And the tuition. So I was doing the calculating, and I remember Mr. Seimer, who was my mentor and teacher, he said, look, if you want in on this class, you've got to make a deposit of $100 for me to hold a spot for you. Okay, I had $150 in the people out there who are all teched up, you're going to love this. You may not even know what this is. I had $150, Gil, in a passbook savings account.
I remember them well. I remember when you stick it in the machine, you go clickety, 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 and it tell you got 25 cents interest. I was clicking my heels.
So I got on my borrowed bicycle, rode as fast as I could to the bank before it closed, withdrew everything, all $150, closing account, came back and gave Mr. Seimer $100 to hold my spot.
You're in.
Because it was filling up.
Wow.
Now, here's the great part. I show up for the first night of class because I'm working during the day. I'm going to school at night. And I show up, and there's 4 people there plus me. And I thought, wait, I thought this thing was filling up. So that was my first lesson from Mr. Seimer on how to sell.
Create urgency.
Yeah. So it was great. It was good. And, and the rest is history. But he was my mentor. He was my teacher. And he was the one that insisted that I take a Dale Carnegie sales course that I went to, and then another colleague recommended that I read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So those two books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie sales course, and reading Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, provided brain thought stimulus to me about what's possible.
Yeah. And also how to discipline your mind, because both of those books are very much about
Discipline.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I that's how I got there. So my upbringing in the Deep South, often people say to me, and it's usually white Americans say it to me, like, "Oh my goodness, that must have been terrible. Oh, that must have been horrible." Blah, 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 blah. No, it wasn't. Like, Gil, I did not know that I was poor until I got to college. And professors would be talking about things in sociology class. And I thought, whoa, I guess I have lived in a ghetto and I'm poor because I'm matching all this. Here's my point. What you believe is what you will see.
Yeah.
I didn't believe I was poor. My grandparents' house, where I spent a great deal of my time in Smithville, Georgia, we didn't have indoor plumbing, and for a long while didn't have electricity. And then we finally got electricity, which is basically like they just ran this wire from this pole, and only only one room had like a light.
One bulb.
Yeah, I mean, we used kerosene lanterns, and so we had an outhouse, and people go, "Oh my gosh, that was like the best years of my life growing up."
Yeah.
I mean, we were farmers, and
You got love in your life, and
yeah,
I mean, you can have all the piles of whatever and be a lonely, sad
yeah.
situation, right?
I mean, we were recycling and repurposing and growing organic food because we couldn't afford like the fancy pesticides and all that stuff. Thank goodness. See, poor people, we were doing all this stuff that's become like groovy and cool now.
Right.
Ooh, I'm eating organic. Like, ooh, yeah, I'm recycling. Poor people in the South were doing that a long time ago, people. Like, I learned about recycling a long time ago because we didn't throw away anything.
Right.
If something came in a jar, that jar was going to be used for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And whenever we had an opportunity to get hold of a newspaper, that newspaper wasn't going anywhere. We were going to use it for something. Starting a fire in the fireplace. I mean, yeah, sometimes we have to
get swatted on that.
Yeah, I mean, we used it for everything. So those were the things that set the pace for how I saw my career, and I just learned how to be, because what I figured out early on is that if you are really good at something and people will pay you money for that because you're good, they no longer care about the color of your skin. They no longer care about your political affiliation. They no longer care about what religion. They no longer care about what your ethnic background is, because pain is the equalizer. And if you can help a person reduce and eliminate pain in their life, they don't really care about all that other stuff anymore. Because what they realize is that we're all connected. And that's what we do. That's what all of you do when you touch another person. No matter the model or platform that you're touching them, whether you're a rolfer, massage therapist, neuromuscular therapist, craniosacral, myofascial release, all these terms that we have invented to communicate with each other, because what we're all doing is exactly the same. What makes it different? How you think about it, how you organize it in your head. So these terms that we come up with is a way for us to communicate among ourselves that tells our colleague, this is the framework that I'm operating from. This is the belief system that I'm operating from. And what I often will do, Gil, when I get a new young therapist, they come to my office, they want to say, blah, 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 blah. So I always do this little experiment here. I'll take my forearm, I'll put it up, and I'll do this. And I'll say, what am I doing? They'll say, oh, you're doing a Rolfing technique. Somebody says, oh man, that's neuromuscular technique. Somebody said, man, that's myofascial release that you're doing. Somebody else will say, oh man, that's like Chinese medicine, blah, blah, blah. And I say to them, all I'm doing is applying pressure and gliding slowly on the skin. That's what I'm doing. But your mindset and your belief system is what's driving the energetic component of it. Because I haven't changed anything. This is what you see, period.
Yeah.
And so when I'm doing that, oh, that's deep tissue. Oh, no, man, that's fascial release. Blah, 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 blah. You must have gone to the Rolf Institute, blah, blah, blah. You know, and let me tell you what the equalizer is, Gil, is what you have magnificently studied. It's the nervous system. Okay, the nervous system don't know if you went to the Rolf Institute. The nervous system doesn't know if you graduated from the Florida School of Massage or the Atlanta School of Massage. The nervous system doesn't know any of that. And by the way, it does not care. It's going to respond to the external stimulus physically and energetically. And we express that energy to our clients by the words we choose that we emit that have a vibrational frequency that will support your touch, your hands-on work. I always say to every client, after my initial contact, which is usually by phone, and nowadays it's by text. I say to every client, first start client, new client coming in, at the end of that conversation where I have gathered important information about what matters to them before their visit, and then I give them instructions when you come, this will happen, that will happen, bring a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, yada, 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 okay? And then at the end of that, I say to them, I am helping you. And I suspend knowing how I'm going to help them, Gil. And I just say to them, I am helping you. And I suspend knowing how I'm going to do it. So I have to begin believing that I will help them. I have to begin there. Why would I begin a therapy session with someone thinking I can't help that person? I've done everything I can. I can't help you. There's nothing more we can do. That's it. We can't do anything else. MRI's negative. Blah, 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 blah. Well, you're right. You can't help them because you just said it. So why not say, I am helping you. I will help you. And many times I'll have elite athletes come in, which is sort of the niche that I work a lot with, are elite athletes. And they'll come in first visit and they'll say, man, I hope you can help me out. And my response is always, I know I will help you. I just say, I know. I don't need to know how, because if my mindset is in the place of harmony and balance with my skills and my knowledge, then I am doing something that will make a difference for them. And understand this. This is the understanding that I came to, is you are not required to create a miracle cure. I invite you not to go into a session with the idea that you've got this miracle cure. Go into the session with the idea that I am helping this person, and suspend having to know how you're going to help them, because you will help them in ways that will be unseen by you, such as listening to them describe their pain, their discomfort, their journey, listening to them and believing them. That's therapeutic right there. Listening to them and believing them. Because up until now, many people who come to see all of you out there, they may have a history. Well, I've been to 3 therapists, and I've done PT and chiropractic, and the MRIs are negative, and no one seems to know what's wrong, what's going on. Don't be pulled into, well, I'm going to create a miracle cure for all this. The best way that you can start helping that person, listen to their story and believe them, and make no judgment. And then integrate what your therapeutic intuition invites you to do for them. And many times, I will have a person on my treatment table, Gil, and I've taken their history and this and that. And what my therapeutic intuition leads me to do is I just touch them and love them. I might do massage on their neck, their head. I might massage their feet. I might have them do some breathing exercises, such as what you led us through at the beginning of this session. And so my colleagues would say, well, what was going on with their back? What was going on with their neck? What was going on with their knee? Blah, 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 blah. You know, what did you do? I said, I just touched them and loved them. That's all I did. I don't have any fancy soap notes. I don't have any MRIs and x-rays and blah, 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 blah. I listened to the person, and what I heard was a request for someone to believe me and to love me. And touch is the most powerful vehicle for that. So I get great results. And people go like, man, like, I got to take 15 more workshops and learn this technique and that technique. No, what you're doing is you're learning other names to name what you already do. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't take these workshops, but understand that you're already more powerful than you know. And just adding another technique and another technique and another technique is not going to make you a better massage therapist or body worker until you change your mind. What you believe is what you see.
Beautiful. I am 1,000% on board. You're speaking my mind. I love it.
Yeah, the nervous system's a client. It's a nervous system.
Yeah, and the container, you know, like you've just, what happened to my hair? The container, you don't never get your hair messed up, do you, Benny?
I do not. I should show you my my original certificate of registration,
Yeah.
which verifies that I've been doing this for 50 years. I did have an afro back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm 74 now. I began my career when I was 24, and I had an afro.
Uh-huh.
And now, 50 years later, I don't have an afro.
This mop comes and goes, you know. I cut it myself, can you tell?
Yeah, I cut mine too.
So the container that you're describing is a word that I enjoy because I do it with my classes when I teach, and I'm always believing quite committedly that the container that you build is where it all happens, and it's not because I can answer this question or that question or because I know more anatomy than somebody else in the room. It doesn't matter at all. I have often taught with a whole room full of people who know more anatomy than I do. But I can create a container that makes conversations happen that are meaningful, that makes people humbled before the donor, and fall in love with the donor. That love element is so key to making a space where healing happens, whether it's through touch or conversation or listening, like you said. All those components, when they're in a field of love, things happen.
It really does. And I want to acknowledge something that you did, Gil, that touched me. And when I shared it with my manager, who Holly,
Oh yeah.
it nearly, well, it brought me to tears. Certainly, I teared up. I had never seen a scientist do something that you did, and that was express gratitude and love for that luminous light being whose human experience was completed, and they donated their human vehicle to you for scientific purposes. I had never, and I've been in many, quote, cadaver labs and blah, 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 blah. I never heard anyone express gratitude to that luminous light being for donating their human experience vehicle for science. And you did that when you were on your tour, and you had your stop in Dallas. And for those of you out there, I live in Fort Worth, Texas. So the Dallas Fort Worth area, DFW airport, blah, blah, blah. And that really touched me. I went home and told my wife that my wife has a PhD in medical physiology and exercise science. And I told her what you did. And, she's lived in that research. She did live in that research world for 20 years. And she had never seen a scientist express gratitude. And in her work back in the day, she would always say a prayer for whatever was donated for her scientific research in her lab. And so I desire to acknowledge you again for that.
Thank you.
And say that was a reflection of the thought energy that drives your research, that drives your teaching, because it is gratitude that keeps all of us closest to the source of all abundance in the universe. So thank you again for that.
Thank you. It is gratitude and love kind of overlap almost to become indiscernible, or they feed into each other. Like that word gratitude, and then you go to grace and
Hmm.
graciousness,
Yeah.
and you're grateful for something you appreciate, and you appreciate what you love, and it all turns into they kind of get into a circle, gratitude and love. And I often stand well every day when I roll my donor into the fridge for the night. I stand there at the end of the table and I say thank you again. In other words, it's a framework that I can live with. Uh, I would be so bored and sad if I weren't grateful. uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So, yeah. So that being said, I invite all of us to remind ourselves that we are all inhabitants of the same universe. We are all luminous light beings uh, having a human experience. Our nervous system expresses uh, that energy, and the central nervous system, the brain, creates this thought energy. And this is utilized when we touch people. Touch is a powerful, powerful vehicle for creating human connection. And it is human connection that generates a healing response. And touch, as Ashley Montague in his book Touching so beautifully describes the important role of the skin in the human experience. And as Ashley Montague often wrote about, is that that is a power that is available to all of us. For those of us who have taken training and have learned how to organize our touch, we've learned how to structure our touch to create a response and a reply from the nervous system. Because the two elements that this human experience works with is this is physics, gravity, and thought energy. This is the model that I operate from. And movement is the language of gravity. This is how the human experience communicates with gravity. It's through movement. Many people who seek our care and touch and listening and understanding initially come to us because there has been an interruption in their communication with gravity. I can't lift my shoulder. I'm having trouble with my knee, my foot, my ankle. It's typically something that revolves around movement that ultimately creates varying levels of awareness of discomfort that we label as pain, which is being communicated via the nervous system again. So you can apply some external stimulus. It can be touch. It can be the vibrational frequency of words, of light, of heat, of cold, all these things vibrating at different frequencies. And touch is a way that we can bring the focus of this stimuli to that client, to that person that we are providing safety and care for, to allow and invite their bodies to find the harmonious vibrational pitch that brings balance for them. And when that balance occurs, they will experience a reduction or elimination of what they have perceived as pain. And they will have a harmonious reunion with what they would actually love. So one of the questions that I will ask clients, so I was trained in, so my academic degree from the University of Florida is in health science education. So, I was trained in, soap notes. And then I'm board certified as an athletic trainer in sports medicine. So I'm trained in orthopedic assessments and how to take orthopedic notes and soap notes and blah, 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 how many degrees. And, so all this stuff is measurable because it gives us an idea. You can't determine progress if you can't measure it. You have to have some idea. It can be subjective. It can also be objective. But here's my point, is that these vibrational frequencies that we create for the person we're providing care and safety for will allow their bodies to do what is beautifully designed to do. And we assist them in removing that hurdle. And many times the hurdle is their perception of what's going on. So when I have often heard at a sporting event, a massage therapist working with an athlete, and they do a straight leg stretch of their hamstrings 15 minutes before they are scheduled to compete at the NCAA finals, Olympic Games, World Championships, something that matters to them. And I hear the massage therapist say, man, these are the tightest hamstrings I've ever seen. No, no, and no again. So I have witnessed this. I've seen it, I've heard it, and I will go to that massage therapist afterwards. And here is my question. What was the purpose of that statement to that athlete or to any client? Doesn't have to be an athlete, any client. What's the purpose of that statement? These are the tightest hamstrings I've ever seen.
It's like a curse.
And I invite all of us, always have a purpose. You are required to have a purpose for everything, every movement in that therapy suite, in that therapy session that you do with the person. If you do something with them and there is no purpose for it, delete it.
Including those words, right?
Including those words, delete it. So if you cannot answer the question, what's the purpose of those words, those statement, or what you're doing, especially the words. I have never, and when I hear a massage therapist say that, or a body work, or anybody, oh man, those are the tightest, then I'm thinking, well, you haven't lived very long then. If that's the tightest you've ever seen, then you haven't been anywhere.
I'm thinking too, Benny, you just discovered a secret weapon to go whisper into the other team's ear. I'm just hanging out over here by the Russian massage therapist. I noticed those are the tightest hamstrings I've ever seen. They're all coming in second.
Yeah, but if I was not professional, I'd do that. But I'm professional, so
I know. I'm teasing.
Well, what you're doing, you're highlighting the power of words is what you're doing, and you're absolutely correct with that. You're absolutely correct with that. So here are some ideas that I invite the audience to consider. When you are speaking with your clients, I will often ask the client, what matters to you on this visit? What matters to you? What would you love? Let them dictate the visit. What would you love? Many times, your client has never been asked their opinion, perception, or idea. They've never been asked. Because the traditional medical therapy healthcare model is that we've got to fit it into these symptoms means this condition means this is what we do. That can be helpful, but it is not absolute. It's not absolute. It can be helpful. It can be a starting point. So one of the things that I do in my highly successful hands-on practice, and Gil, I've had the privilege to give you a tour of my facility here in Fort
It's
Worth.
it's top notch, folks. I'm telling you. Benny's got a beautiful practice and space, and other practitioners, and what a. I was impressed. Yeah, it's nice.
It was for those of you who have never been here. The building was built from the ground up specifically for this.
Yeah.
And we actually clad the building. The entire building is clad in pure copper to reduce electromagnetic frequency waves from microwave towers that we rely on for our mobile phones. So the building is clad in pure copper to reduce the effect of EMFs inside the building, inside the therapy suites. So
It's a
pretty
cool
cool.
place.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
pretty
cool.
cool.
And pretty too. It's a
Yeah, and it's beautiful
beautiful
too.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
But as I was saying, is ask. I invite the audience ask those questions to your client. What matters to you today on this visit? What would you love? And you will be given the direction to plug into your therapeutic intuition. And notice what you're noticing when they're speaking to you. So I choreograph every session in my mind before the client arrives based on that conversation on the phone. Well, I'll ask questions. How long have you had this? Have you had any other care? And if so, what was it? Did it work? Did it make a difference for you? So that I get an idea of what their life has been like with this. Because typically, what matters is pain and discomfort and lack of mobility. I can't move. I can't. And many times, a session with a person, I teach them how to walk again. I just have them go up and down the hall. We've got these 50-meter hallways here,
You do.
which was by design.
On either
So
side,
you
I
can
remember.
just have them walk. I actually teach them how to walk.
Mm.
So this is basic grammar for communicating with gravity.
Mm.
Basic grammar. Movement is the language of gravity. So I teach them basic grammar, how to walk. Why does that matter? Many people walk and they don't swing their arms when they walk for societal reasons, for reasons that maybe they were trained that, oh, that's not very proper to swing your arms when you walk and blah, 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 whatever. So I just have them walk up and down the hall. Now, you say to yourself, oh, that's like nothing. Next time you have a client, watch them walk and see if they walk and their arms don't move. Their arms should be moving. Okay? And then demonstrate for them how to walk with their arms gently swinging. This is the natural biomechanical flow of moving through gravity. And so many people in America do not swing their arms when they walk.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't do it. It helps to integrate your relationship with gravity from the most fundamental function of a bipedal animal, Homo sapien. So many times They come in for the therapy session. I just have them walking up and down the hall, swinging their arms, and becoming familiar with gravity again. Then we get on the table in the therapy suite and do what you do. But you have integrated their nervous system now to receive this. There are other instances where a person comes in and I'm working with them, and in the course of my listening, I discover they're going through a divorce. I discover they've just lost a family member who transitioned. I discover that they just filed bankruptcy. I discover these things, and that helps me to look closely at their nervous system. And so I approach the nervous system first. I'll have them on in the therapy suite. I'll have them do the breaths that you had us do, Gil. I have them breathing in through the nose, out through their mouth. And then I'll do vagal nerve stimulation with any of the devices that are available out there now where you can do vagal nerve stimulation. I do that before I ever touch them. I get the nervous system, I get that autonomic nervous system in a harmonious position to receive my touch stimulus, not as a threat, but as help. And so you got to turn that fight or flight down a little bit. You got to let that rest, recovery, digestion come up a little bit so that what you have now when you go to their neck and start doing massage or craniosacral or deep tissue or Swedish, whatever model your mind is using, your results will be greater. Just having them do the breath alone. And then start at their head and neck. Then go to their feet. And so in the end, people will say to me, Gil, they'll say, but man, it was my back that was hurting. You didn't work on my back. And my reply is, oh, no. I worked on your back. I just didn't touch your back. And I worked on your back. They get off the table, walk, swinging their arms. How's your back feel? Feels great. So remember, to all of you out there, for all of us, you are more powerful than you know using touch, listening, and believing your client. And that energy there will make their experience with you beneficial and powerful for their transformation into what they would love and into what matters to them. And so it is.
So beautiful, Benny. Beautiful. Folks, we're swimming in the rich field here. And I'm thinking, folks, there might I had one person email me with a question because she couldn't be here and she was so sad.
Okay.
She wanted to know for herself how to deal with procrastination, which she called that demonic animal. So I think she's pretty serious about her procrastination experience. Do you have any words of?
Yeah. So here's what I would. I'm going to offer a book suggestion.
Excellent. Thank you.
Suggest to this person to invest in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear.
How do you spell
Atomic
that?
Habits. I think it's James's first name. It's either Jim Clear or James Clear.
Okay.
But Atomic Habits, you'll find it on Amazon. It'll pop up right away.
Yeah, sure.
But Atomic Habits. And so here's what the author says about procrastination. So these things are all habits. So you can replace one habit. Like what I say to people, don't try to change a habit, replace a habit.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. At the beginning of the year, many people say, "Oh, I'm going to start exercising. Yeah, I'm going to start, running 5 miles a day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym." No, and I say to them, "No, don't start running 5 miles a day. Nope, don't go to the gym every other day. What I want you to do first is just get up at the time that you believe will work best for you to go to the gym. Just get up at that time. Just create the habit of getting up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. And after you've done that for a month, then get up at 5 a.m. and drive to the gym. So you have to create one piece of the puzzle at a time and make it a habit. And then the first time you go to the gym, just do 2 exercises. I'm going to do this machine and that machine. I'm out. Then Wednesday. So that was Monday. Wednesday, 5 a.m. You get up because now you have the habit of getting up at 5 a.m. I go to the gym. I'm doing 2 machines, this machine and that machine. I'm out. And then after doing that for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm going to add a third machine. But this idea of suddenly like transforming your life overnight by just it's not sustainable for most people, and that's why by the time we get to March 1st, most people have stopped everything that they thought they were going to do on January 1. So it's just the aggregation of marginal gains that creates a champion. And this is the model that we use with elite athletes. We don't try to do everything at, like the NFL athletes that I have the privilege to work with. We just work on like one thing at a time. Just, but that's what I would suggest to that question.
I appreciate it.
And
sure
you
she
can
gets-
also, with technology now, have them just Google some YouTube videos, Atomic Habits, James Clear, and you can get some good, really good 5-minute explanations of that.
Excellent.
Tell her to start with that. Yeah, just
Yeah.
YouTube, Atomic Habits, James Clear, and there'll be all kinds of good stuff by James Clear talking about like, hey, this is how this works.
Wonderful.
That will help her with the procrastination.
Thank you. I'm going to look in our chat and see if there's any questions tossed in here. Pete's here, Pete Wheatridge. He's rooting for you.
Yeah, from Florida.
Love us some Pete. Abraham Cohen quoted Shakespeare, "One touch of nature makes the whole world kin." Oh, beautiful. When will your story become a movie? I would definitely watch it. This is it. We started it right here. Here's step one.
Yeah, I think we'll make we'll create a documentary.
Yeah, that would be so interesting. That history was just eye-opening.
Well, it really created, I learned later, why I am so good at ethics.
Yeah.
Just these boundaries that...
Those are messages in the childhood mind that would be hard to forget.
Yeah. And let me just close by saying this, back to your early question, like, how did I get into this? There was a moment when I had a quantum leap in my mindset. And it's when I was in the fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. Fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. So this was like 1960. So I was 9 years old. Okay. And my father was in the U.S. Army. He was an Army cook. And he was stationed in Kreilsheim, Germany. So in 1960, he put in a request for his family to join him for his 3-year tour in Kreilsheim, Germany, with the 4th Armored Division. So he was an Army cook. And I find this remarkable because my transformation occurred in post-war Germany.
Wow. Yeah,
I
that's
mean, think
ironic.
about the ironic
Yeah,
thing
incredible.
here.
Yeah.
In post-war Germany. And so in 1960, I had my first airplane ride from Columbus, Georgia to Stuttgart, Germany on Matt's airline, which was military air transport. So all the families were on this jet. My first ride on an airplane. We go to Germany. We arrive in Stuttgart. My father has a buddy who has a car. First time I saw a Volvo. And they picked us up at the airport, drove us the 3 hours to Kreilsheim. It was my first experience with jet lag, didn't know what it was. All I knew is that it's noontime and I can barely keep my eyes open. So we lived 3 years in Germany at this army post with the 4th Armored Division. And when we arrived to our housing, my mother sat, so there's 5 of us. At that time, there were 4 of us. My youngest sister came later when we returned to the U.S. So in a 24-hour period, the 9-year-old me has been plucked from Jim Crow laws and segregation in the Deep South and dropped into an integrated society. I did not even know this existed. I didn't even, 9-year-old me growing up in the segregated Jim Crow Deep South, watching the Ku Klux Klan march through our neighborhood to intimidate us, did not know that this existed. My mother sat us down and explained to us, says, okay, kids, here's the deal. Says, we are living in an apartment building with white people. On Monday, you're going to start school and you're going to have white teachers and you're going to have white kids as classmates. And she says, that playground outside the building there, you can go on that playground with white kids. And it's all okay. Our eyes must have gotten as big as saucers. And I'm thinking to myself, my 9-year-old self, like, where are we?
Mars.
Where are we? You're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, huh? That 3 years of living in that integrated, harmonious society with other Army kids, you know, we went to a German American school, so we spoke English and German. And it was when we returned that this behavior in the Deep South, because when we returned, I was sent right back to a segregated junior high school. I was right back in the segregated part of town because the Civil Rights Act hadn't happened yet. And that was when I began to question why do I have to sit at the back of the bus? Why can't I go into this store? And so I got tagged a radical by white people. He's a radical. He's stirring up trouble. I'm just thinking this stuff. I'm not doing it. I'm just thinking, like, I'm questioning it. Why do we have to sit at the back of the bus again? And then, Rosa Parks changed all that. So that was the beginning. You asked me earlier, when did I begin to notice? That was the beginning, was that 3 years in Germany as a young boy when I saw and experienced what the possibilities are. And so it is.
Incredible. Wow. I'm glad you went to Germany, because that was like, I bet you that facilitated you in going to college as you did. Maybe because you'd already had it. It wasn't new to you, right? It was new to them.
Well, it began at high school. I began high school in 1964, the year that President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. So I was bused. To the previously all-white high school in Columbus, Georgia.
Here comes Benny, folks. You're going to love him. That's what.
Yeah. And that's where I met an amazing coach who took me under his wing and created the opportunities for me.
I got a comment from Carrie here. Benny and everything he does is top-notch. Love him. Have been blessed by his presence on the planet and much appreciate his knowledge and expertise. I have to get off, but we'll watch the rest of the recording later. Thank you to Gil and Benny. Well, thank you, Carrie. We're saying hi while you're not even here, knowing you're going to hear it. Folks, are there any questions Oh, here we go. Maria Molette. How do you get into the elite athletic world as a body worker? I would love to here in Colorado Springs, especially WCAPS, Military World Class Athletic Program. Yeah, we're in the Olympic City here in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Any advice for practitioners on getting involved in those kind of elite athlete situations?
Yeah, tell her she's right there in Colorado Springs. Fill out a volunteer application at the Olympic Training Center. Do a rotation in the sports medicine department as a massage therapist, and then you are placed into the queue to work with elite athletes in various Olympic training programs. Decide, what group you want to work with. USA Track and Field, USA Swimming, USA Wrestling, USA Powerlifting. They're all based right there in Colorado Springs. Fill out a volunteer application. Do a 2-week volunteer rotation so you can be evaluated, and then you get put into the queue to be selected. Typically, you start out traveling with the junior team, and then you'll move up to a senior team, and then you have the opportunity then to be selected for a world championship team and then an Olympic team.
Neat. Thank you. That's a rare bit of knowledge you just shared.
Yeah, and if you're right there in Colorado Springs, easy peasy.
Yeah, place to be.
They're always looking for people.
Yeah. So Cynthia asks, is Benny teaching anything this year?
The only thing that I am teaching that will be on my website in about 8 weeks is I'm creating a 6-week mindset training program for people who do body work and work with people, because there's plenty of amazing teachers teaching technique, but there's not very much from our community teaching mindset training, thought energy training.
So, Benny, how do you balance your career right now? Are you doing mostly that? Or are you doing mostly massage, or somewhere in between?
I am doing what I call master level mind body work.
Okay.
So I'm still doing hands-on work, but it has a healthy dose of mindset training involved in it. So I tell people I'm doing true mind body work. And right now it's pretty much elite athletes.
Uh-huh.
I'd say 90% of the people I'm seeing are elite athletes.
So 90% of the people elite athletes, but then how do you coach people? Is that like on a telephone or Zoom
Yeah,
calls? Like you do?
yeah. I speak with those clients who are coaching clients of mine. Uh, I meet with them, once a week,
Uh-huh.
for 30 minutes or an hour, depending on what sort of arrangement that,
Hmm.
is working for them.
Yeah.
So, and I'm moving that into a Zoom platform. Holly will be putting that into a Zoom platform in about 2 months,
That's
and it'll be on the
Holly's.
website.
That's Holly's second mention. Holly is a lovely human being in North Carolina who
South
works
Carolina,
South Carolina, of course,
yeah,
South Carolina.
Charleston.
Charleston, that's where it was. We went over to Holly's house and met her family, and then we went out and played in the playground near there. You know that playground? Have you ever been there? They got
No,
the
but
best.
I know the playground you're talking
They have
about.
an incredible playground, and for adults,
Yeah,
we just had a blast at that. I was like, I don't think I've been to a playground in 50 years, but I'm having a good time.
yeah,
Um, Thank you, Holly, for that. I don't know if
yeah,
she's here or not, but
yeah. Holly is my business manager. For those of you who don't know.
is there any? Because we're kind of wrapped around the bend here, folks, and I never threw out a question thingy to the gallery here. So let me just check in with you. Any hands raised out there in the gallery? Because I want to respect Benny's time here, and no, they're good. They were writing it into the chat. Oh, there's Pascal. Pascal, I'm going to ask you to unmute Pascal, and I'll add you to the spotlight right
Sorry,
here.
sorry. Thank you for your spoke. I'm sorry, I'm French, and but I'm teaching. I'm working on fascia with neuromuscular movement, neurofascial release. Oh, what you said. I am on Yin Yoga. I am on Qigong and Tai Chi and Hatha Yoga and blah blah blah. But I have many problems in France to find clients because maybe as you said that not to say what you are doing because you know what you are going to do when they explain to you, you listen to them and you believe to them and then you will know, but it's not sufficient because here medicine, occidental medicine is very strong and it's very hard to find clients, very hard. They don't believe you. They don't believe you. As you said before, you don't touch their back and you are going to work on pelvic foot and you are going to touch their back. They don't believe you. It's so easy because here it's surgeries and then surgery didn't work well and they come back. So when they came to me, it's already too late because they had 2 or 3 surgery. It has been damaged or they're just before the surgery and it's not obvious. So what would you advise to me?
Yeah. So here's what I will invite you to do is to recalibrate everything that you just shared with me. And here's how to recalibrate it. You said it's very tough to find clients. Let's recalibrate that and say there are many, many clients here in France that I am not yet aware of. Because that's the truth. There are many
Yes,
clients there for you
yes.
that you are not aware of. And then secondly, uh, you shared with me that after, a couple of surgeries, it's too late. Don't think that.
No, it's not too late because the body fascia is always going on. I know it's not too late, but for them, it's too late because when the doctor has said it will never move anymore,
I'm going
don't
to
believe.
disagree with you. We don't know that. Just
We don't
because the
know.
doctor said it, we don't know. We
I
don't
know
know.
because I
What what
have
we
been.
what we do know is that the doctor said that,
Yes,
but that's not truth. It's not too late.
no.
Just because a doctor said that, no, it's not too late. So I invite you to disregard what others' perceptions are, and you rely only on your perception and your truth because you are committed to helping that person. And as long as you remain committed to helping the person and disregard the noise, just because a doctor said, "Oh, it's too late. I've done the surgery." Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't even listen to that. That's like noise without a signal.
I know. I had been on a rolling chair 10 years ago, and I was always sportive since I was young. I'm 65 years old, but they said to me that I couldn't. There has been a mistake when they made the initial exams, and they didn't see that on my feet I torn all the inside ligament, the rods of calcaneum, the show part, and everything. So I've been for 2 years and a half. I couldn't move with extreme pain. And then after my callus, the cartilage was like powder. So they wanted to make a surgery to block my foot because they said that one day that would have been like another all my.
So here's what I will invite you to do. That was then, this is now, and I invite you to take your beautiful spirit and commitment to helping people and focus on that and not what's happened in the past, because there's nothing we can do about the past.
No,
and there's
but
nothing we
what I
can do
wanted
about the
to
future
say,
because it's a mystery. And just
No, but-
let's focus on the now and what you would love. So what you would love is to help people. What you would love is to have more clients. What you would love is to demonstrate to others the same experience that you have had, that there is a solution out there and you are available and willing to assist them. So what's happened in the past has happened in the past. So I can tell that you desire to work with people and help people. Focus your energy on that, and you will activate the law of attraction. And just don't even spend any megabytes or gigabytes on thinking about that old stuff that did not serve you. And so it is.
Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to you
Benny.
both.
That was beautiful. I'm going to, any other hands? Any other hands? I mean hands in the chat hand machine. Nope. Benny? You? Oh, we got Leslie. One more. Is that all right? Can we do one more? Leslie, where are you? I can't.
I'm here, and I
Can I
thank
see?
you for not. I didn't know if I'd get it in time. I'm just so thrilled that I found out about this call. I was supposed to be watching the 2.5-year-old, and I got off that gig today. Thank you, because I love both of you more than words will tell, and your history. And Benny, you made my day at our last convention when I got to get a picture with you. So everything that he just said, y'all take it to heart. The mind, the nerve system, the nerve tree. Oh my God. Thank you. You made my day.
Thank you, Leslie. We appreciate that. Good cheer. Wow. Benny, I'm in deep appreciation of you gracing our call here today. I know my community will enjoy this not only today, but this call goes into my archive, and folks will be watching this for years to come and enjoying your wisdom and your love. And I love you. I think you're friggin' amazing. And I took all that in myself. That was good for me. I know it was good for the folks in our community, and there are all kinds of hearts floating up over you. I don't know how Zoom does it, but there's hearts and people throwing hearts all over the place. I don't think it's just Valentine's. I think it's just love in general. Whoa! You just did it. Someone just did a big heart explosion. That was great. I don't know what you. So I'm full of appreciation, and I treasure you, and I'm grateful for you sharing with us today. Thank you so much. Is there anything? Now I've had your. Where is it over here? See this? This is Benny's Instagram here, and his website here. Pascal, you might want to book a coaching session. I think he's got more for you. And anyone you know out there in the world, folks, who could benefit from Benny's wisdom, I hope you'll send them his way. Any last words in the warmest sense?
I would just say that for all of us, health and healing isn't just the absence of pain, but it is the fulfilling feelings and thoughts that a person has because someone listened to them and believed them. And all of you are in a position to create that experience for your clients. And so it is.
Thank you, my friend. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a marvelous Sunday.
All right. Super cool. All right.
Take care. I love it. I could get me one of those.
All right. Bye for now.
Thank you, folks. We'll see you next time.